Hi, I'm Sonia and welcome to today's lesson. Let's see what we have in store today for you. Well, I do remember not so long ago, I was at a store and there was a lady who was senior in age standing in front of me, and me being a really nice person, I thought that I could help her out. So I walked up to her and I told her that, you know what, I could go ahead and carry your bags from the store to the car. She turned to me and she said, "Hey, you know what? I don't need your help. Just keep my bags down right away." Now, this reaction was really strange for me and I didn't quite understand it. I was wanting to help the lady. I asked her really nicely, but she didn't quite like it. Now, would you want something like this to happen to you? In a public place, it can be quite embarrassing. Well, I wouldn't want something like this to happen to you. And that is why today we are going to do a lesson on ways to offer help. Alright, if you notice, I've written a couple of phrases on the board, and something very common with all of these phrases is do something, because whenever you help someone, you always do something for someone, right? So let's get started. First one is I will. So for example, if you know your neighbor's children go to the same school and you're going to school to pick up your kids, you could simply walk up to your neighbor and say, "Hey, I will do something," which means today I will pick the kids from school. So guys, here you know that this is something that's really going to help your neighbor and save your time. So it's a very casual and nice way to say, "Hey, I will do something," which means I will pick the kids from school. Nice and easy and very helpful. The next phrase is let me do something. So you could say something like, "Let me adjust the car seat." So for example, you can see that someone's struggling in the car and they can't put the belt in place. So you could simply say, "Let me adjust the car seat for you. Let me do something for you." This is also very helpful, yet it is even more friendly and even more polite. So it sounds even better. You can definitely use this one. The next phrase that I have for you on the board is very interesting. It says, "Why don't I do something?" Now this one, guys, sounds like a question. It sounds like you're questioning someone, but it's not really a question. It's just, something that you would say when you're not really sure if the person really needs your help. So you could say, "Hey, why don't I bring the groceries today?" Okay. So you don't use it like a question, it's like a sentence. You say, "Hey, why don't I bring the groceries today?" And you wait for the person's reaction. Now, if the person says, "Well, yes, sure, you can," there you go. You've got your reply and you can go ahead and help your friend or your neighbor or whoever it is. The next one I have on the board for you is, do you want me to do something? All right. Now, this one also could be used when you are unsure if the person needs or wants your help. So you could say something like, "Do you want me to, say, bring some bread from the market?" Okay. Now this one is actually a question. You're saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to the market. So do you want me to bring some bread from the market for you too?" And if you get a positive answer, go ahead and do it. You've definitely helped someone here. The next one on the board says, "Would you like me to do something?" Okay, so for example, would you like me to fill up your water bottle? Now, this one, guys, is a little formal, okay? So for example, if you're working in an office, all right, and you have some new colleagues who are sitting next to you today at your workstation. Now you don't really know them all that well, you don't know if they would really need your help, but since you're walking up to the water filter, you could simply say, hey, would you like me to fill up your water bottle for you? That sounds formal, it sounds nice, and here it sounds like you're asking permission. So this one's a good one to use when you want to be a little formal and a little more careful with offering your help. Now the next one is also something very nice, and it's a phrase which can be used by people who work in a customer service centric area. So for example, if you're a salesperson and you have a customer who's walked into your store and they are finding it difficult to look for things. So you can walk up to them and say, I can do something, which means I can find you a pair of shoes. Okay. So you can use something like, I can find you a pair of shoes. Over here as well, you're not exactly sure, so you want to be very careful, and you can tell your customer, you know what, I can, which means I can definitely do it for you if you just say yes. Okay, now the next one we have here is, can I? Now when I say something like can I or can I do something, this clearly shows that I want to really take your permission before I go ahead and help you with this. So for example, if you're at a party, all right, and you see someone who's waiting at who's sitting at a table and maybe they're sitting alone and you want to go ahead and give them some company. So you can simply say, hey, can I maybe get you something to eat? Okay, so this sounds nice, it sounds formal, and yet it sounds very friendly. So it's a good one to use. The next one is, I'd be happy to do something. Now, I'd is basically I and would put together. So basically you're saying, I would be happy to do something. So for example, if you're a business person, you have your own business, or you're a working professional and you need to set up a meeting with someone. Now here you really need to sound formal, impressive, and really nice. So what you could say is, I'd be happy to schedule a meeting with you. Okay. I'd be happy to schedule a meeting with you. This phrase is really good when you want to sound formal, you want to sound nice and create a great impression with that client of yours. Now the last and final one I have here is, may I offer you something? Now this is a nice and helpful phrase to use if you are at a party or at a social gathering and it sounds really classy and really fancy. You can walk up to a person and say, hey, may I offer you a drink? Or, may I offer you a seat? So that sounds really nice. So these are a couple of phrases that I have, guys, for you, which you can definitely use in your day-to-day conversations. There's no hard and fast rule as to which phrase could be used where. However, if you do try and follow this to some extent, I'm sure you will see a huge difference. So do try these phrases, and I will be back soon with a new lesson. Till then, you guys keep watching and keep practicing. Bye-bye.